Welcome back to Comic Book Wednesdays, a weekly series, or somewhat weekly series, where we talk about comic books. We're your hosts. I'm Ian.
I'm Al.
And I'm the robot, I'm Shane.
Robot. Jazzy gives his sincere apologies. He wanted to be with us. However, he got stuck at work till 9 o'clock, so he won't be able to be with us. He says next week he should be good. He is done doing Wednesdays late. So,
Yay.
Nice.
but this week we finished Heir to the Empire. I'm going to be completely fucking honest. I do not like the graphic novel. I just don't think it's that good. I
No.
love the book.
Well, I think one of my main problems with it is like I created this whole kind of world in my head, and the graphic novel just kind of, I don't know, destroys that world.
I think it's fair. If it, I feel I have that whenever I read a book that I love and then I see a movie based on said book.
Yeah.
Kind of fucking does that, and I think that's a normal reaction. I don't know. To me, like the dialogue is shit. The only thing that I like is the art, and it's not all the time that I like the art. It's only sometimes that I like the art.
Yeah, the art is not my favorite. I'm kind of feeling on the same page with you as that I'm kind of disappointed in the whole thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and look, it's got the bones of the story, and like the bones are good bones. However, like
It's not the whole thing.
it's not, they cut corners hard, and you miss out on a
On a
lot
lot
of
of stuff.
yeah, especially the internal dialogues of the characters, like their thoughts and feelings. Like
Yeah.
you're losing a lot of Mara Jade in this, and that to me is very disappointing.
I would 100% agree with that, because it does not do her justice. Like, she is a interesting character, and it just kind of, like, doesn't do it. Ow, fuck! Fuck! Sorry, guys. I'm down.
You're good, I got down too.
Yeah, these guys hit hard. But Shane, I mean, you having not read the book, what do you think?
So, from, like, impartial, I agree that sometimes the art is really good, sometimes it's a little, like, kind of wonky. The story was decent enough for me to get a sort of understanding about Thrawn, but also, like, and by understanding I mean this. I expected like a, for the glory of the Empire kind of guy, like to have that at least as an undertone. What the impression that I get from him from reading this is that he's cold, calculated, and yes, he does. It's not necessarily that he wants the Empire to rise again. It's more,
He doesn't want the rebellion.
yeah,
Or the
he doesn't
duel.
want the rebellion.
So, the way Thrawn originally hit me was, yes, he is more cold and calculating than what this book shows, or even what the Disney shit is shown. Like, he has such a way of decisive action, and it just, like, the comic is not doing it.
No, you don't get enough of like who he is. There are some like bone chilling moments with Thrawn
Yeah.
that like they don't hit home.
Like, he is brutal in the book.
Yeah, I mean you see him kill the guy in this. You see him like slash the throat for letting Luke get away and stuff. But it just doesn't have the emotional impact that it would just reading the novel.
100% agree.
Yeah, there was a few parts where, I got to experience him, like, towards the end of it, that last issue, where, one sec. Sorry. Where, they had said, like, do you want us to go after him? And he's just like, no. I don't want you to just blindly chase a hero into battle. This is pointless. and like it's showing off like he does have a high intellect. He does know what he's doing, and he can be like cold and calculated. But it was a little hard for me to follow at times.
That's fair.
Absolutely fair. I think that you get a clear picture on not only his ambitions but also like his motive in the book. Like
Right.
he is very much wants to see the order of the Empire brought back to the galaxy. You know, he hates the rebellion. You know, he won't even call the New Republic the New Republic. They're always going to be the rebellion. Like he refuses to legitimize them. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll leave them up so the rebels can pick up these supplies later.
that's touched on, but again, it's very light. Um, I don't think you really like get a whole like grasp on how much Mara Jade hates Luke in this.
Yeah, you really don't. Like, she really fucking hates him. And it's such a shame.
and
Like, you only get a little tiny bit of it.
and that's because there's a lot of internal dialogue in
Yeah.
her head in the book. She kind of just like goes over things and she remembers stuff, things like that.
Yeah.
From what you guys are able to explain to me about how, she was the Emperor's like right-hand person and then lost everything, like her reason for just hating his guts is completely justified. But
Yeah.
I do wish they would have expanded upon that more. Like, that being said, for this being covered in a graphic novel, I didn't feel that they touched on it all that much. Like, did they want you to have prior Star Wars knowledge before like reading it?
This is like the second Star Wars novel to be made for Legends.
Some kind of old
If I remember correctly, there's one other one.
So
that-
it was Truce of Baccarat was the original continuation, which is basically right off the Battle of Endor.
Okay, but like, was that written before this?
I can't remember which
I
one
think-
came first, but
I think Heir of the Empire was written before. The only other one that was written before it was God, I can't remember it, but it came out before Empire came out, and then Empire like retconned a lot of it.
shoot.
We're crashing.
Oh, we're jumping out of the boat because I'm an idiot. There we go.
Fine, you relax, I'll drive.
Come on, back up. What the hell are you doing?
I'm stuck.
One sec. You guys go.
Ugh. But so as far as like what they were writing, this is some of the you need to know Star Wars. You need to know episodes 4, 5, and 6. That's the only prerequisite material to come into this. They purposely set things up as mysterious, you know, because he explains everything by the time you're done his trilogy.
God, this boat is harder to drive than I remember.
Yeah, this is not happening. I'm stuck. I kind of forget exactly where I was going with my point. But Shane, you were asking about prior knowledge and like what you had to know.
Yes.
What
Yeah,
were-
because I got the sense that you needed a lot of background knowledge, and like that's not bad for some things, but like just picking this up and going like, I want to read Heir to the Empire, and it's
No.
supposed to be like a Thrawn story.
Yeah, you don't really need that much backstory, I don't think.
No, I don't think you need any at all. This is where they introduce Thrawn for the first time. It's also the first time that they introduce Mara Jade. So like, you're not, you're experiencing these characters, like all these characters that aren't Han, Luke, and Leia. And you're like, oh, this is a new character. That was the same for everybody who's read this book. It's not like there
Okay.
was other novels that come out before this, and people are like, oh yeah, you had to read blah 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 to know this. That's not what this is.
Who is shooting at us?
Um, I'll work on that.
Yeah. So I think where like the confusion might come from is just the bad translation from graphic novel from novel to graphic novel. Uh,
I'll let Bowman know she can have her crew pick
Yeah.
up the boat.
After the agency's techs examine that prize, they ought to have a good
So I
feel
guess
for the
Okay.
rest of El
I guess
Cerritos'
if I was
next.
someone was to ask me, hey, I want to read this, how should I? I would say buy the book.
Yeah. So they also did. Timothy Zahn did a prequel to this book.
Yes.
It's a prequel
Afterwards.
trilogy to this. Yeah, afterwards, really getting into the depths of Thrawn. Um, but
Bowman has
yeah,
the info
the
broadcast
original
command.
series is just it's fantastic, and I'm still gonna read the rest of the book because that's what we're doing. But
I mean,
it really
absolutely.
doesn't do it justice, and it's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, I'm next is the Dark Force Rising.
Yeah.
Um, so definitely interested in reading more. So we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe Dark Force will have a better interpretation. I think
Well, you didn't even like that book, right?
it's not my favorite. I think The Last Command is my favorite.
That is really good.
Yeah. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll find a love for it after reading it again in graphic novel form. But so people who like Thrawn or anybody who's watching Ahsoka right now and they want to know more about Thrawn, um, Timothy Zahn did write two trilogies set in current canon, the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy and the Thrawn trilogy. Um, so both of them are Zahn's work. So if he loves the character, he created him. So
He also does a there's a Mara Jade book. I believe it's called Choice of One that Timothy Zahn wrote that is supposed to really depthen the character of Mara Jade.
okay, that's awesome. I definitely want to read more Mara Jade, so I have to look into that. I think she's a fascinating character. It's a shame that
Yeah.
she's not canon.
Yeah, it is.
But
But
there's a lot.
I'd actually rather they keep
Well,
her not canon and not ruin her than doing
yeah,
what they've been doing on every other character.
I understand. Um, and then also, if you're interested in more Thrawn, his first TV adaptation was in Star Wars Rebels. They get a little bit of the art stuff in there. The Nagori are in it a little bit, so you get a little bit of that.
Heads up, Nomad. Looks like La Gringa just hit her expiration
And
date with the cartel.
I do think
Well,
that
you know.
Heir of the Empire is supposed to be adapted into a movie, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the books.
Oh, of course, it can't be at this point. They're gonna do what Marvel did and just take the name of the book and just borrow the
Yeah.
name for clout.
There's a crew on the way to her
Um,
house right
The
now.
rebels get a
The
20
Gringa's
on
got
any
nowhere to run.
Sicarios?
so,
Unless we give her away.
as long as you go in knowing
The whole
like
ass and
that's
take
not
her
the
house
case
info.
and just look for a new
Convince her she's
story,
better off with us than with Sueño
what are
and
you gonna do?
Genevieve extraction point.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Star Wars has become one of those things where it's just I have my love of what I have, and the rest of it is kind of what it is. You know, like I just can't be upset about what
Red flag.
is going on anymore.
Yeah, it's
Whoops, killed a rebel.
I think I might have accidentally called a mortar in on us.
Oh,
Nice.
I'll
Got
move.
some rebels helping us out.
But yeah, I don't know. My final statement for this is that it's not the book. It's still a good Star Wars story. It's just that it's poorly written as far as graphic novels go.
I'd
For
agree with
those
that
that
100%.
want to get into the book, what's the name of it?
Heir to
Heir to
the
the
Empire,
Empire.
the same as the
Oh,
comic.
same name.
And
Yes.
if I were you, Shane, I would definitely read it.
Um, they do have audiobooks, of course, if you want to listen
Sweet.
to it.
We better move.
And
Break the fucking
Disney
camp.
actually put out their Legends line with like new covers and stuff. And the new covers actually look pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I prefer the older shit, but that's just me.
You know that rebel doctor.
I have one credit left on Audible, so I'll try and snag it if I'm able to. Yeah, overall for me, I do think it's interesting. I want to know more about the universe, about the world. You know, just getting into it. It didn't hook me as much as I thought it would.
I don't get you.
Yeah.
What do you get
That's
out of
fair.
playing both sides?
If
So
you're
I had
enjoying-
never read the graphic novel, so I really wasn't sure what we were getting.
Sure.
But yeah.
I mean,
You know,
There-
honestly, sometimes that happens.
yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There's plenty of graphic novel adaptations out there that are fantastic. So like, I understand why you're like, oh, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm curious to see what Jazzy thinks because he has been reading along with us. So next time we get a chance to talk to him,
Tango is fucking dead.
look at his
Yeah, that'd be
point
good
of
to
view
do
on
a
it.
full debrief.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week we are going to continue with the Dark Force Rising. We'll read issues 1 through 3. Again, each book is split up into 6 comics, so we spend 2 weeks on each one. So Dark Force Rising, we'll do 3 and then 3, and then we'll move on to the Last Command. All right. That's really all I have. Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
Nah, I don't think so.
Cool.
Oh, that about covers it.
All right, well, if you're listening, thanks for listening. We appreciate you listening, even if you're held hostage like my brother on mute as we play games, and Nick too.
Ah, suckers! We finally got 2 listeners.
Yeah. Suck it. But yeah, good night, everybody.
Night, y'all.
Have a good one.